Okay, on the northwest side of this map, we have sillySeth playing as the Portuguese in yellow. Southeast, more east, not really south, not really north or south here. We got Cychreus in red as the Goths. We're on Mongolia, which, Cam, you were just asking, are these maps procedurally generated? I know a lot of RTS games, they have like preset maps. Like, I don't know, give me an RTS game.
Red Alert 3.
Red Alert 3? Are they all pre-generated? Like you can
Yeah,
pick like...
every time the map is the same.
Okay. Yeah, that's not the case in the Age of Empires franchise. They're all map scripts, so this is how most Mongolia maps will generally look, like with all the cliffs and the choke points and the trees. They all have, like, if you pick Mongolia, you'll be guaranteed the same, like, resource distribution as other Mongolia maps, but they, the exact positioning of everything is randomly, like, fully randomly generated within some constraints. I think that's part of what makes Age of Empires 2 in particular so like long lasting.
Yeah, and I think that it's a good challenge for the players as well, because if they're gonna have like when it comes to those RTS games that have those pre-generated maps, you know right away what your starting plan is going to be, where you're going to go, what you're going to do, like what position you're going to take on the map. With these maps, you have a general idea of where you're going to go and what you're going to do, but depending upon how you're spawned and the area and the resources that are around you, it may have to change your game plan up a little bit. So I think that makes things fresh and different each time.
Yeah, I mean that's where, like, uncovering the map and looking and finding out, scouting, I guess, the fog of war is really important in Age. Especially on a map like this where it's just like a complete spaghetti nonsense mess most of the time.
Yeah.
sillySeth in the chat is saying, what happened? Did we cheat? I'll go back to the browser really fast. So with this draft, I don't know if you had like some outside of the draft decisions or if this is like the right link. Maybe you had a different link that you sent on accident. But with the draft in front of me here, the first game should have been Yucatan because that was the last one you picked. It's possible you accidentally banned Amazon Tunnel instead of picking it or something. I don't know. And then if Cychreus lost this game that's currently ongoing, we would see Mongolia second. And if sillySeth lost the game on Yucatan, I guess, we would see Kawasan. But again, we're chill. It's fine. It's all good. We're going to get a good game out of it anyways, I can already tell. Red going for a forward scouting expedition. He's going to find his enemy's sheep. Might even steal those sheep. I think he's going to get away with those sheep. See, that's what I was saying in my game against Tom Bombadil earlier, Cam. Keeping the sheep in a further away spot, it might not be the move after all. That's what I usually do, just so that I can separate it out, but sometimes that can happen. Minus 500 elo.
Thanks.
Oh boy. We didn't know we had to choose those. Yeah, I mean, that's like what the draft is there for, right? I guess, I don't know, it kind of like locks in what maps are going to be played.
I think overall, as long as both players are fine with it, it shouldn't be a problem.
Yeah. But that's not to say ignore the draft process. Like, probably should follow it if you can.
Yep.
But if there are mistakes made, don't feel bad about it.
Overall, pretty good opening for both players. Just pretty basic. Both taking their time. Both just getting the resources set up. So no need to rush.
With those two sheep down, sillySeth has probably taken some psychological damage from that, as well as being 200 food down. So we'll see what he decides to do because of that. He's going to move out to a lumber camp now.
Actually, a really good spot for that second lumber camp. It's far enough away from the town center that it's at a range, and also just a safe distance as well.
Yeah.
I
mean, if you can wall it off, it's good. It's very easy to get units around back to there, I think. This town center, again, maybe I could turn on the range mod again.
happening again.
Yeah, you could walk past it if you wanted to. I mean, I guess it is a good long-term spot.
Yeah.
I don't think you need to think about farm positioning being blocked as much as people do in this game, but it's fine. I would not be worried with that. It is a nice little sneaky spot back there. I'm interested to see what sillySeth does for food now. He might wait for Feudal Age. Much damage to my mental. I told him he'd pay for it. Nice. He might wait for Feudal Age to drop any farms. No, he's going to go for some non-horsecolor farms. I think that's a good move. He has plenty of wood, plenty of villagers on wood, as far as having 19 villas in general goes, 18. So that's fine. We should see horsecolor soon, though, probably from him. We'll see.
Did he start those 2 farms on the top and then not?
Looks like he hasn't actually built them. He's decided to go for gold mines instead.
I guess, yeah, he's got enough. I think he has enough villagers on berries that he should be fine with food. So it's not probably a bad idea. And is going to devote a villager or 2 to the farm. So I think it's okay.
It depends on what strategy you're going for. That's not enough farms. It's not enough on food. For most things. If it's like a archer rush, then that will work. Looks like it's going to be something forward. Again, it all depends, but if you're trying to go Castle Age or trying to make scouts or probably militia, this would not work. It looks like he is going to be doing archers though, which is a really good play right now, I think. Cychreus might try to fast castle this with the Goths, seems likely, but you really just don't expect archer play into a Goth player because if you're playing Goths, you don't really... People don't want to make archers against you because you can just make Huskarls, but at this particular stage in the game, you can't make Huskarls, so it could be worth a little surprise, and archers are really good against man-at-arms, so I like what I'm seeing there. Some walling though for red. We'll see if he's able to get walls on all the choke points. Looks like both of them falling up a little bit.
Yeah, not a bad idea. Just, warn this, maybe slow down a little bit, make sure that they're not going to get caught off guard by anything. So, pretty good idea. There's walls on the north for our yellow player as well. Lots on gold. But he is spending it all. So it's pretty solid eco balance for the archer play here from yellow. Let's see. We got a market now for red. I'm going to assume he wanted to place it here, but the hill was too big. So he had to move it down a little bit. You hate to see it. That is going to let him go Castle Age basically now. Which is pretty impressive stuff. Oh, he's selling food. What's he doing? Maybe he wants to make a few more villas or something. The other side, sillySeth has been full army production, not done anything with it yet. So maybe he wants a few more archers before moving out. Cychreus is going to not go Castle Age. He's actually going to get military upgrades. Did he scout something? Where's the scout at? I think he's just like decided to make military instead. That's interesting. Not a bad idea. Could definitely work in the long run if he plays it right.
Yeah. We will have to see. The walls are definitely not there. Maybe he decided he was not going to be able to wall up enough to just fast castle. That could have been the reasoning behind that. We're going to have a second barracks as well for red. But let's see if yellow can get value out of this feudal age army. Oh, also... Wait, no, this is the first game. Okay. I thought I had not updated the score. Yellow scouting the enemy base. He sees a barracks. He sees a blacksmith. Red, maybe about to try to do the same thing. I don't know, honestly, if there's a hole between the tree and the cliff or anything like that. Cliffs I cannot really read. You gotta just test them if you're building walls on cliffs. So I'm gonna assume there's no holes. But... Army attacks for yellow, kills 2 vills off camera. Sorry about that on the stone mine.
Yeah, so yellow's pushing the advantage. He's got actually a really nice little composition here to deal some damage on Cychreus' part here, so he's gonna be able to get some poke on these villagers. Cychreus is coming out with a long swordsman. Yeah, definitely. Got some good range, got some good defense as well to go along with them. So he's gonna, if he plays this right, he should be able to get a lot of mileage off of this little attack here. Good microing on that.
The other reason I guess a feudal age like archer rush play into Goths would be good is because they don't want to make their own archery ranges either. So in order to make skirmishers, common counter to this kind of an attack, you gotta make an archery range. But for the Goths, you want to make infantry. So
yeah,
we are gonna have a tower from Cychreus here. Looks like more of like an area denial, like please don't come any further than this point tower than like a resource defense tower. Maybe he doesn't think he can get it up next to the stone. Or maybe he'll go for a second one by the stone. But that will push yellow off for now, so that's a good play. Cychreus does have a gold mine in the back, so he doesn't need to worry about gold being denied. It's just that stone. That's his only stone access. Like, oh, no, I'm blind. Okay, I'm blind. There's another stone there. So, Goth play still on the table. See, yellow's gonna... The tricky thing about an archer rush, archer play in general, is you gotta micro a lot more, so... Like, it's harder to look back at home and do things. Seth's doing a great job laying down all these farms, though. Love how many farms I'm seeing there. He's going to be able to go up to castle quite a bit sooner than red at this point, I think, just from those farms alone. Unless we see... Well, yeah, no. It's going to be pretty good timing here from yellow, I think. That was really an interesting inflection point. I don't know if red even realized he was doing it at the moment, but army instead of castle, like at 11 minutes or 15 minutes, was a really impactful decision on the course of the game here.
Right now, Seth is just kind of roaming around with those units on the top right, trying to see if he can get an angle in again, and he is going to come back in. Going to see what happens here.
Yeah, red's still not fully walled off in the back here or anything like that. And this area is pretty exposed. This is the other gold mine for Cychreus. Men-at-arms are here, though.
Yep, they're going to come
be here in time.
But it looks like Cychreus is going to be able to get this little section down here.
With fletching, these 5 archers, I think if they all hit, they do enough damage to kill villages, so...
Cychreus did take out those pikemen, so it looks like these archers are unoffended, so he can try to maybe kite this out if he's careful.
Pikemen did go down. Good play there from red. If there are enough scouts, these archers will die. I think red will be able to clean this up.
Yep.
Yellow could micro the man-at-arms all day, but with
really
the scouts, it's going to be a real problem.
Microing this. I don't think he's going to win, but he's doing a really good job of taking out a few of these man-at-arms.
Yeah, he's getting some value there. And also halfway up to castle age now is yellow. So we'll see what the really next play is from our Portuguese player.
Really good, really well played by Seth there to take out as many as he could, and all of these scouts are trying to chase this one scout down and just leading them on a merry chase. Oh dear!
You will not see my base. You will not. No vision allowed. It's going to be a switch to stables for yellow now. Looks like. Knights will be in our future. Mandatum. Can we get a mandatum? Not from the Portuguese. Bereite. Ereite. Come on. Maybe it's not. That might not be a goth thing. I might be thinking something else. Cam, can I get a hey, sir?
Hey, sir.
Alright, put it in the game. Somebody make the mod. We got him. Okay. Work on a little audio balance there.
So, after that initial kind of hope from Death, things kind of slowed down a little bit again.
Yeah, sillySeth taking his time. Oh,
spoke too soon.
Gonna get some value here.
Yeah, looks like he's going to take out these archers here. Really good pick. He does lose a scout there, but he does get all those archers.
I think
very
Seth
well
is fully walled though, so we'll see. It looks like the knights are moving up to take those out. 7 villagers did go down for red, so he's gonna be a little bit behind there, and still working on getting enough res to go into Castlage. 3rd stable now for yellow. The knights are moving out. Archers doing a little advanced scouting. Looks like Cychreus is gonna find those stables now.
And it looks like those knights are going to try to get those scouts down, but
See if we get any
more archers. A few
spearmen
more archers.
queued.
Looks like he's engaging with the scouts. He's going to try to get what he can. I don't think he's going to come out on top of that duel with the knights. Yep, he's going to lose a few of those scouts.
Yeah, the scouts will eventually go down. They're pretty much only good for vision right now.
Man-at-arms are going to run into these knights here, and they're going to be a little skirmish here. I don't think the man-at-arms are going to come out on top.
All the man-at-arms go down easily.
Yep.
It looks like
Oh,
Cychreus just calls it right there.
Wow.
Oh man, yeah. I mean that's a lot of knights. There's one archer in the wood line, I think. Still,
Oh.
yeah. He just walked up in there, and definitely an advantage there. Could have been a bit of an early call, I would argue, but still forever feudal for Cychreus as the Goss. There's not a huge amount of options as well, so
Yeah.
so it goes. Well played from both. Good. Oh, whoa. Good base defense from Cychreus at the end against that archer rush, and good game awareness of when to go castle, when to switch into different unit types, etc., for sillySeth. Really solid play there. All for stealing me sheep. Yes. Let's take a look at the stats now. Good KD for sillySeth as well. Resources collected. Wood is pretty close. Food, somewhat, but way more gold for yellow. And that's just how it goes sometimes. More villagers. Pretty close on actually Cychreus with more APM, if that matters to anybody around here. I don't know if that necessarily is accurate or whatever, but interesting stat nonetheless. StarCraft 2 players, higher APM. So that first game of the match goes to sillySeth. Now we have game 2. Cychreus on the west side of our Amazon tunnel in the red, playing as the Britons.
Mandatum.
There it is.
Ready. Greeting. Mandatum.
Mandatum.
Yay.
Yay.
Ready. Greeting.
Ready. Mandatum. And then some horrible llama noises for your ears there. sillySeth on the east side of the map, playing as the Mongols in blue. Let's see how this goes. Both very strong civs for this situation, I think. I just favor Mongols in general because I like them. But Britons, really good on these closed, funnel type, Black Forest type maps. So good picks all around, I would say. Mongols have a lot of options. Britons have their insane longbows and Warwolf Trebs that can beat any other trebuchet in the game. They're crazy. Those Warwolf trebuchets, if you get to enough of them, they're crazy. It's a unique technology that gives the Briton trebuchets a very large blast radius. You can kill units, skirmishers, bombard cannons, whatnot. Could be fun.
Yay.
We'll see if this game goes late. Obviously, on Amazon Tunnel, there's not really a lot of combat variety as far as positioning goes. Anyways, see if we get some walls up in the middle here.
No, and few rogues right in the middle of the map. So if they can get to if they can get a monastery up fast enough, that's definitely going to help them out gold wise.
This is actually a really interesting gen. I feel like you don't usually see the left to right corner Amazon tunnel map with a really small central area.
Certainly nicely designed, and
it's very parallel.
Seth sending out a lone villager, so I'm wondering if he's gonna try to get a wall set up early on. Not a bad idea.
He's patrolling the scout here to make sure that the enemy doesn't come through with any bills, and probably gonna try to wall all the way forward if possible.
Yeah, because
I'm surprised he's only sending one bill. I would have expected like 2 or 3 just to make sure it happens, because you never know when you're gonna run into like some alligators or
I think
something.
setting it up that far forward is not a bad idea, because again, he's gonna cut off some of those resources like that gold that's right there, as well as the stone. So
Yeah, if he can pull it off, this wall is insane, basically. So far, looking fairly standard otherwise. The basic macro builds, 3 on berries, 6 on the boar, 3 on wood. Cychreus actually with like a very recognizable build. I love it.
Yeah, and actually, it looks like Cychreus does not
Same
see
for us, too.
the-
Or, for sillySeth.
I don't know if Cychreus is going to see the wall go up. He might see it now.
He doesn't see it yet. The foundations are down where his scout walked across, but
I
he didn't. They weren't tapped at all, so he didn't
I
see
think
him.
Seth is actually going to get it up. Cychreus is just exploring around right now. He's looking for.
Look at him. He can't believe his eyes. He's patrolling this like tiny 1-tile area just to make sure. Oh man, I mean, I guess it's a lot to micro, but getting like a couple taps on each of these segments will make sure that you block faster, and then you'll be able to go back and finish
Right,
later.
I don't
if you're
know.
under pressure for that wall.
No, Cychreus is just running around. I don't know if he's actually seen the wall or not yet.
He has not. He has not.
It's
He's
just-
probably seen the scout patrolling there. Might be a little suspicious, but now he's gonna find the wall. And Seth has actually queued up a second layer of palisade walls already.
not a bad idea.
Looks like he doesn't have loom yet, if I'm not mistaken. So this villager could go down if it wasn't protected by the scout.
Yeah, so actually a really good play from Seth to have that villager protected with the scout.
There's still a way through here too. Oh no, this one. Yeah, there's still a way through. This is still passable for the time being. Looks like they're gonna take that fight, and red scout will go down to the 2 units.
So good play from Seth.
And okay, gonna build a diagonal. Okay, I did not know that was possible, but there you
whatever
have it.
works.
Yeah. Make sure you get all those tiles down.
No.
Loom just finished right during that fight. Yeah, that was crazy.
Wow.
Looks like I think Amazon Tunnel you start with 3 boars too, so it's a little bit of a different start. Both players working on their second right now. But I mean, this isn't the end of the world. This isn't the end of the game or anything for Cychreus. He has more vills, less idle time by a little bit. We'll click up to feudal a little bit slower as a result of making more villagers instead. But that means more villagers working, right? More villagers earlier is not always a bad thing. In fact, it can be better to go up to feudal age more slowly if you're fast castling, just because you get more villagers out faster, basically. Let's see how these players adapt now. This could turn into a big boom game. That timing was nuts. Yes, indeed. Forward barracks for blue. I guess this is comparatively a forward barracks for red based on his map control. Greet him. Mandatum.
Ready.
Oh, hey.
Yay.
Pretty.
Ready. What do the Mongol villagers sound like? Vithimba.
We can ban.
Amurmindu. Oh, I love it. Oh, that just makes a horse sound. Okay. A full-on watchtower in the feudal age for sillySeth now.
Not a bad idea. Yeah, Seth
Just
just
wants to secure that area. Also going for man-at-arms upgrade. That's interesting.
Seth making sure he's not gonna caught unawares this time, making sure that his defenses are up.
Housed for the time being.
Yeah.
Housed in the chat. Tips Dark Age Fedora. Mandatum. I like it. Oh, red's about to be housed too, though. Better watch out.
The worst feeling in the world when that happens.
Looks like I'm expecting fast castle from our red player for sure here. See if he drops that market soon.
Grayton?
Got the miners on gold.
Yay.
He still has food in the form of that third boar. Javelina, I suppose. It looks like Seth is going for, I mean, he got the man-at-arms upgrade. That doesn't necessarily mean anything. He's got double bit axe, horse collar. Now these boar takers are going to be after the llamas. Please kill them so they don't make any more noise. Thank you. We're just waiting to see. There's the market for red. And he should have enough resources when it goes up to actually instantly quit castle. So good play there. We'll see if blue is able to pressure or if he matches the tech up. The Britons economic upgrades, I think they take sheep for they collect sheep / llamas more quickly. And also their town centers are like significantly cheaper on the wood costs. So it's way easier to boom go with an economic approach with the Britons. We'll probably see a couple of town centers dropped for Cychreus. Hopefully, at least one when he gets the castle here. sillySeth nowhere near clicking up, not mining any gold and seems to have no plans to mine gold. Also not making any military. So he's just making bills and working on himself, you know?
Not a bad thing to be doing.
Working on walling this off with a third layer made out of houses. Way too relaxed. Yeah, we'll see. Maybe he's confident. The villager difference will creep up for Seth the longer he stays in feudal, since Cychreus' TC is working on the next age. Not able to produce, and we just have a gamer mining camp here. Gonna just be used for gold and stone. Really going for all these deer. Get all the resources on the map here. And another mining camp on that gold. So Seth has realized the issues with the cash flow that his civilization is having at the moment. A couple archers for Cychreus.
Yeah. So nothing, just maybe trying to get some of those walls down so they can get through. It's gonna be a little slow going because he's gonna have to get some more units and some more. Have to deal with that watchtower, but
yeah, this is definitely not an attempt to you're not gonna break through with the
but
3
it's
archers,
more
right?
of but yeah,
It's
that being
something
said,
at
it's
least.
it's gonna open up a hole for him to go through, and hopefully when that happens, he'll be ready to go.
So 400 wood, 200 stone in the bank for Cychreus here, going for crossbowman. Huge upgrade for the archers. Looking for that second, third TC now. sillySeth is almost ready to click up the castle himself. Getting that market down. Actually, it needs 2 buildings. Okay, he's building the blacksmith as well. I mean, I guess these archers not bad against palisade walls with 250 HP on them, so they'll chip that down. Tower's gonna be another issue though. Housed there a little bit, and maybe this villager gets picked off. Hard to say. She also might build herself into this little spot if you're not careful. Oh, Cychreus gonna click on it. Oh no, Seth even spotted. He didn't want that build to get trapped. He knew what he's doing. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah, but he's doing a good job of setting up a house wall there to buy himself some more time. But
Looks like gonna decide to fall back.
Yeah, but
on
those
archery ranges.
Yeah, but he's got enough crossbowmen on here that he's gonna start to poke his way through, and he's getting some more archery ranges up. So taking advantage of the Britain's strength and just starting to make a death ball here. If he gets enough units out, it's going to be a lot of problems, pretty hard to deal with.
This situation for red, he's doing a good job with what he has. I'm
Yeah.
looking for one of these archery ranges to actually be a siege workshop instead. And I'm looking for at least one more
Or-
town center. But
Oh.
this is good pressure from him.
Yeah, like probably a town center near that gold pile and that section of forest there. That'd be really good for him.
Yeah. And always more production buildings is better than less, so
Yep.
we'd love to see it. Now, sillySeth is going to make the obvious counter, right?
Ready.
He has to, yeah.
Skirmishers, yeah. We'll see if there's any unit diversity for Cychreus, or if he just tries to use the Britain's longer range to like out micro those skirms.
Mhm.
That can also work for good British players, good Briton players.
Yeah, should be heading to the next stage here momentarily. And
Almost up now.
Yeah.
And
I
he
think-
has res for another TC as well, so
yeah,
probably
he,
see that from him.
Yep, just noticed he bought stone, so he's probably going to be dropping a castle at some point. My
Hmm.
guess is.
Villagers are moving forward now,
Yep,
yeah.
he's going to be probably dropping a castle on this choke point right here. So it's a really good idea. It's going to slow Cychreus' advance and give him more time to build up.
Yeah, looks like definitely red not going to be able to break out into the blue economy anytime soon. Especially with the army here. I like the combination of army and now it's going to be a castle as well. And stables for our blue player. I love... I'm biased. I don't know. I love the Mongols. But I love how many options they have, right? Second TC in a very strange spot for blue. I guess that's kind of for defending the choke point, as well as having it on the wood line. This might be a little too far forward for him to be comfortable, even though it is also on the gold, would be really, really nice. But second TC is better than no TC. So that should snowball for blue in the economy side of things, if he keeps it queued. Currently, villager difference is in favor of Cychreus by 4 vills, so we'll see what he does now.
But that's probably
like-
a good. But
Man-at-Arms upgrade being researched for red. It might be a Man-at-Arms crossbow combination for the Castle Age. Not sure.
Cychreus is kind of plugging away at these buildings here. Going to try to give himself a bigger hold, work his way through. But really good position on that castle as well, just to make sure that he's not gonna.
We got
Okay.
ourselves a second TC. There it is.
Yep.
There it is. Happy to see it. The one villager is going to take a decade to build it, but
Well,
at least
better-
it's coming up.
Yep, better to have it than not have it at all.
Better to have it and not need it than need it and not. Third for blue, though. He's going to outmatch it.
Yeah.
Not that either player knows what the other's doing, necessarily. But I think in a situation when you've been shooting the enemy's walls, you got to start thinking, and I think Cychreus is working on this, what is he going to make since he knows my entire army is 14 crossbows? What is my enemy going to make because he knows that? And I think Cychreus might move into longswords as a kind of counter unit. Way too chill. Yeah, this is pretty relaxed for sillySeth.
Yeah, and honestly, it's not a bad thing. It's again, he's got that castle up. He's just focusing on getting his resources out. He does have a little force here to fight back against these crossbowmen, but you know, just kind of taking his time here. 'Cause
I
again,
don't know if this is something that Red wants, but definitely a siege workshop and a mangonel or a ram would force
Yeah.
more of an engagement here.
yeah, because again, like, oh,
It's possible he was just waiting for enough stone to get his own castle down now, and he doesn't actually want to break through yet. So
more of just being an annoyance right now, which in and of itself isn't a bad thing.
it is a lot of resources to spend for an annoyance to make that main
Yeah.
army, but you could also need that army very
Yeah.
very quickly. So it's all a balancing act. We have the beautiful cavalry archers coming out for sillySeth.
Mm.
Very useful unit. Less so maybe on a map like this where there's not a lot of room to move around, but loving the archers tickling my walls. Well, oh, he can actually see because you get vision of any unit that is attacking your, I guess your property, your units.
He
You
knows
can
that
actually see the castle going up because of this archer.
that castle's gonna go up. He knows what he's gonna be dealing with. So
I guess at this point, no real engagement has happened. And I'm starting to think maybe we will see Imperial Age before anything serious kicks off. Seems like a natural response to if either player sees a castle here. Just go imp faster than the enemy and treb it down. But who knows? We're just booming away back here in this little pocket, far away from any action. Second castle now for blue in the same spot. So definitely investing everything into this position.
yeah, so this is probably where it's gonna make or break him right here. So
Now here's
and
the
it's
siege workshop.
Yeah, finally going down.
Now-
Good call.
Red doesn't know about the castles yet. Siege workshop would have been great against the palisade wall, a couple houses, and a watchtower. Unless you really commit to the, like 5 or like 7 rams, not gonna work against the castle.
And longbowmen coming out as well from like just a few longbowmen right now, nothing major, but the longbowmen coming down.
We do love to see some longbows here. It's a good
love
choice.
Yeah.
Let's see the range differences. So this is 8 range for the longbows, 8 range for the crossbows too, actually. 8 damage, 7 damage.
And the rams coming in, a ram or 2 coming out now from
Rams are coming out.
Cychreus.
Skirmishers here only have 5 range, so it's 8 tiles versus 5 tiles. That's like very significant. As long as red stays out of the range of the skirms, and the cavalry archers also have very little range comparatively. 5 range as well.
Like Cychreus is
So,
gonna try to take out.
Could be a good engagement for red.
Yeah. Like, even though there's crossbowmen and longbowmen, he's got enough of them that he should be fine in regards to dealing with the units here. As long as he keeps them out of the direction of that castle, he should be okay.
It's just the castles, and it looks like both players are going to be very close to clicking up to Imperial at the same exact time. Look at that. That was like less than 1 second apart.
Hey.
Incredible. Mangudai, of course, plus the castle fire. Mangudai have a bonus attack against siege, so those rams aren't even able to take out the 1 watchtower, actually. But it did give red the information that I think he needed there to decide to go imp, is that there are 2 castles on his face. So. Back in La La Land, back in this beautiful pocket here.
More houses because he doesn't want to be housed. Not a bad idea.
We're just chilling for the time being, getting heavy plow. Working on some eco. We got Bosa already. And blue gonna try to sneak a scout through. I love that. He's gonna find out so much with this.
Yeah, definitely good call.
Nope, no way through there. Oh, scout's trapped.
Oh no!
He goes down.
Oh no! Well, he did get a little bit of vision here. Not a bad idea. Not a bad thing. He just kind of got an idea of what Cychreus had. Overall, good play.
Looks like this tower is slowly picking up units. sillySeth has racked up 13 military kills. I think it's just the tower killing these archers one at a time. He researched Bodkin arrow, which gives the tower +2 range.
Oh,
so.
there we go. Oh, we got. Oh, the Mangudai are gonna try to. Oh, they take out the Mangonel. Really good pick. The tower does go down, but at the cost of the Mangonel.
I guess it was like kind of a blind choice, right? He didn't know what blue was making at the time. But I don't love longswordsmen here. I think your own skirms would be a really solid play.
Another ram, so Cychreus is really wanting to try to break through here to work his way in. Both players now.
Looks like red going for spearmen, I guess, in order to deal with the cav archers, which kind of works, but only if blue doesn't micro them away, which is kind of a
both
gamble.
players are now in Imperial, so we can maybe start looking to see if they're going to get some of the trebuchets out to start.
Trebuchet's coming out. Only 1 being produced by each player right now. Actually, I think... Did he get a treb out? Did he cancel a treb and then make another one? What's going on here? Okay.
Yeah, as soon as those trebs come out, as soon as they start lobbing, the other side, players are going to have to make a move at some point because
Yeah, the eco is still close enough that it kind of just depends on how good the fight goes for either player. Blue has had more idle TC time with the 3 town centers. Not by a huge amount. He is still ahead in villagers, but it's not like an overwhelming lead yet. And the Cav Archers don't feel great here against longbows because they are so
their
significantly
first
outranged.
trip is going to be lobbing over at sillySeth, and
Cychreus has been much more consistent with producing trebuchets too, so he's going to have more.
No.
Mangudai, again, have a bonus against Siege, and Seth has a few knights.
yeah, and those knights are going to go right for the trebuchets, and their trebuchets are not immediately covered. They might go down. One goes
Looks
down.
like the knights stay alive. Knights all die. One treb goes
One
down,
treb
evens
is
up the treb count.
I was going to try to move it. I think under the protection of that castle, I think those longbowmen and crossbowmen are going to build that small force. That
Yeah,
trebuchet,
good fight for red.
yeah, the trebuchet though from Seth is free firing on the.
He
full
needs,
castle.
yeah, he needs to repair this castle. Only has 82 stone in the bank, I guess, but
Yeah, I don't,
he's
maybe
working on it. Like he's got to be
That-
back here working on all this stuff too. Walls is all
that
going
castle might
on,
go
but
down. You know, I think he's going to lose that castle.
I think that castle goes down because it's not being repaired.
Yep.
That said, the longbows and the crossbows, I guess now Arbalest, are they are shooting the trebs.
Forward
So
castle
castle
does
goes
go
down,
down.
but
But he does get another. I think he did get another trebuchet out, so that trebuchet is going to be free firing now. And
There
all
is-
the crossbowmen and
here's-
longbowmen.
I'm pausing. I'm ruining the flow again for another hot unasked for tip moment. Okay, are you ready? A lot of Cychreus' archers here, a lot of his units have died to buildings, and there's an easy way to know if you're standing inside of a building's firing radius without taking any fire. I think it's built into the Age of Empires 2 Definitive Edition in the settings. You can turn on show building range, and then you'll be able to see when they're firing on your units. It might also be that he doesn't have the multitasking to save all these units, which is that's like a whole other thing. But that said, trebs will go down right now, I think. Red is focus firing the trebuchets.
Yeah, and because of that, he's losing all the units right there. So I can't. He does get one treb, but I can't say it was worth it because he lost all those units right there for it. And blue coming out on top, and he's going to be able to fire on that trebuchet on the right side, on the top.
Yeah, looks
So-
like that engagement was really good for blue. And red's still just making crossbows and some spearmen
Ready.
as a meat shield. Treb goes down. Red's kind of on the back foot here. He has plenty of things he could do. Let's see which of those he decides to. Watchtower there. Back here in Narnia, we're collecting relics. And actually, Cychreus
Wow.
decides that he is too far behind the score difference there. It's about 1,500.
Seth did a fantastic. That was a really good game.
That was a good game. Good, like, single point engagement with those skirmishers, too. And solid reinforcements behind it as well. Cychreus looking pretty good there, especially in, like, early Castle Age. There was some really good engagements for him with the longbows and the extra range on the crossbows, but not able to quite keep up with the pressure put on by our blue player, the double castle here. So, well played. Archers did some good back scratching that game. Sheesh. All right, we got some smack talk from sillySeth in here. We might need to see a rematch. The ego on this lad. Oh boy.
That was a very good game.
That was really good. That was a really enjoyable watch.
Yeah, I think that early wall from Seth really set him ahead because that prevented Cychreus from moving in, getting some of those extra resources, and he was having to divert a lot of time to take down those walls, and that allowed Seth to respond and get defenses up and make sure that he was in a position to dictate the pace of the game. So really good play from Seth.
Yeah, I think definitely the last thing you said there is the biggest effect. The forward wall let him dictate the pace of the game, and it gave him kind of an emotional, psychological edge over the game too.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think Cychreus necessarily needed to attack the walls with the archers there. you don't really need to hide that you're going archers with Britons, but it definitely telegraphed what he was working on and allowed Seth to counter it without fighting anything beforehand. So really really solid positioning there from blue. As far as economy, it's actually extremely close. Cychreus collected more resources that game, more wood and food specifically, and it's really close on the gold. So pretty close economically. I'm
Okay.
impressed with both players there.
Yeah. That was a good game.
But with that game, sillySeth takes the match 2-0 and unlocks the ability to challenge an S tier player to a promotion match if he wishes. He could also just play against more A-League players if he wants to. He also gets 2 points for winning a challenge since he was the one that challenged for this game. So, GG.